Is that kind of why you made the decision to go Bitcoin only with the platform? I mean, no fiat, no crypto buffet where you accept Solana or Doge or any of that junk. Is that why that line in the sand was so important for you and your team to draw at AirBTC?
Yeah, I mean, it's very important for us, but the idea is, it's such an uphill battle. We're actually finding new ways to find new customers. So we're building a parallel site and platform while the existing site is still up, which will have a lot more. The UX and UI will be way better and way smoother for most folks. We're actually going to be implementing microloans, so people won't have to actually spend their Bitcoin if they don't want to. We're going to be offering that as low as, I believe, $1,000. Don't quote me on that, but I think we're going to try and get it really low, which is hard to do. But for us, we're implementing things to try and continue to stay relevant. For us, we have to keep preaching this spend and replace, and shout it from the mountaintops, because if we don't spend our Bitcoin, we really, the business won't work, and there won't be benefits to the world that we see could happen if people started using AirBTC.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and especially when you're an online business, when you're in an online business that is involved in Bitcoin or crypto and travel, trust is everything, right? So I guess my question to you is, how do you make people that haven't used your service before, how do you make them comfortable sending sats to a stranger's property listing without having nightmares about like getting rugged or scammed? What is that process like? You mentioned it was an uphill battle. That would certainly seemingly be one of the climbs you would have to endure.
Well, it's really not that expensive. I mean, unless you're renting one of our villas in Ibiza for $5,000 a night, the majority of our listings are a couple $100. So when we think about, hey, a quick weekend away, that's about $700, $800 for you and your family. I don't think it's that big of a hurdle. But for us, I mean, we've been trusted by some very large names in the industry. Obviously, I'm not gonna name names, but there's a lot of people in the industry that have used us, some real OGs, if you will. We are building trust every day, and I can't, it's one of those, it's not a meme, but trust me, bro, really doesn't work. So we're building it day by day, right? So obviously, if you have an issue, if you have a problem, you can get us on the phone, you can get us via email, you can get us on chat. We are very accessible, and we're real people who are running a real business. So, I would ask a lot of people just, to, in the beginning, have a little bit of trust. I mean, as trustless as Bitcoin is, I think we have to lean into this need for the human element of Bitcoin, which kind of gets lost. We're in this ones and zeros and binary life, but in reality, we're all real people, and we're running a real business, and we're trying to be as successful as possible. So if there's anyone out there that has any questions or concerns, please reach out. We'd love to gain your trust.
Yeah, and part of the way of, I think, with any new business, of earning that trust is getting those first few clients in the door, right? And showing like, hey, we're legit, this works. One of the ways to do that is offer lower fees. You mentioned that AirBTC's fees are lower than Airbnb's, which is a great way to get people in the door initially and used to using the platform. How much cheaper do hosts and guests come out on AirBTC, and how big of a motivator has that been to onboard, properties onto the platform and to get people to utilize the platform in the first place?
Yeah, so as far as our fees, it all depends on where you're at in the world, and some of the fees are different. Airbnb has fees for both the guest and the host. So sometimes you could be paying, including foreign transaction fees, upwards of like 29% of the total transactional cost goes to Airbnb. As far as we're concerned, we take 15%. And, we think that that's a very fair offer. And as far as a motivator, a lot of folks aren't really leaning towards the financial gain as the motivator. If you're a host now, you think about it this way, you're actually doing Bitcoin mining with your short-term rental. So you don't have to stop doing the booking.com or Airbnb. You can literally continue to do what you're doing and run a successful business for your short-term rental. But also now you can accept Bitcoin. And hopefully if you don't sell that Bitcoin in a few years, that booking could pay for a whole month or maybe a whole year worth of your expenses.